Oh, hey there, are you here to talk about your budget? Before you finalize a construction budget, I need to tell you about construction contingencies. Hi there, I'm Chris Novelli with N3 Architecture. I'm here to help homeowners understand a little bit more about design and construction. So today I want to talk about construction contingencies because oftentimes when I talk with new clients, they want to build up to their maximum budget. They might say, we have $1 million to build this house, or we might have $500,000 to build this house, or $300,000. The amount really doesn't matter. And they think that that's their budget and that they can spend up to their budget. But what I'm here to tell you today is you do not want to spend up to your budget. And so you want to have a built-in construction contingency. And I like to use 10%. Other architects might say you can get away with 5% for a construction contingency. Others might say that you need 20%. It really depends on the type of house that you're looking to build, the complexity of it, and how many knowns versus unknowns are in your project. And so essentially what a 10% construction contingency will do is it will say, if you have $1 million to spend on your construction, you really only have $900,000. And that 10%, that extra $100,000 in the $1 million budget example, is sort of set aside to the end as a just in case sort of situation. Because this is construction, things are unpredictable, it's built with your hands, and you never really know what's gonna happen. And the contingency is just a little bit of extra money in case things go over budget. Good. So, I want you, first of all, to be realistic on what you can afford. Don't say that you have a $1.5 million budget if you can't afford a $1.5 million budget. I want you to be realistic. And then next, I want you to understand that the easiest thing to control, especially as a homeowner, is not your finishes. Yes, you can save money on finishes, choosing a less expensive finish versus a more expensive finish, but the easiest and best thing that you can control is the size of the house that you're building. Now let's say you have a $200,000 budget to design an addition to your house and renovate your house. So $200,000 is your construction budget. What I'm really talking about is that you only have $180,000 because you're setting 10% of that aside for a contingency. And let's say the average cost per square foot for a renovation addition project in your area is $300 a square foot. So then you can back into the number. You can say you only really have $180,000 to spend on construction, and at $300 a square foot, that means you can afford a 600 square foot addition. And a lot of times when I go over this with new clients, they maybe don't really understand it all that much in the beginning, or maybe they don't really buy in because they think, well, I have $200,000, that should get me more than 600 square feet. You need to understand the cost per square foot of your region, and your architect and builder can help you with this. And then you back into that number, like I said, and controlling the size is the best way to control the cost. You also have to consider other fees. There's your builder's overhead and profit, which is going to be at least 10% of that budget. You're going to have your architect's fees. You might have land purchases. You might have legal fees or realtor fees. All this needs to be taken into consideration with your budget. But again, today I'm just talking about construction contingency and not spending up to the max budget that you have. Because in construction, things will always happen. There will always be surprises. And guess what? The cost of construction will never go down. It's always going to go up. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video about construction contingency. Be realistic about your budget. Set aside 10% and then back into that number, that whatever number you have, minus 10%, back into that based upon the cost per square footage for your region. Thank you very much.